Thursday morning. You know what that means. And he's on the microphone with Brian and Gene. The morning sickness show. It's where I want to be. Strumming my guitar, soft and gently. Where bacon rules all, and Bloody Marys are tall, and Pearl Street beers chase them all. I'm here to sing to you, tell you have a great day, and don't forget to come rock out with Tug Sunday.
The Thursday song from my guy Andy Hughes of Tug. Always good to hear from him, especially on Thursday mornings. 3 days grace candlebox coming up in just a bit. If you've got something you want, find us online at rockmornings.com. You can also download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app and get in touch with me that way. Send us voicemails, images, videos. You can do that right through the app. All you got to do is download it. Jean's out today. She is headed to Madison with her daughter. School stuff, right? College. Big weekend. Going up there to do some orientation type stuff. Get to meet the roommate, apparently. Take a better look at the dorm room. There's some kind of dinner thing happening. So, yeah, she's out today, and tomorrow you're stuck with me. We've got Office Cora, though. She's going to join me just after 8 o'clock. We'll find out what she's up to this weekend in the 715. She usually stays pretty busy. I'm going to be busy this weekend. Man, I got a lot going on. Going to Irish Fest, going to Ashley for the Arts, going to hit up a Lager game. Playoffs, baby. Playoffs. Yeah. So busy. Lots going on. Again, hit up rockmornings.com for all the contact info. If you want to get in touch, we'll do that 3 days grace and Candlebox in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
87 for a high today. Isolated thunderstorms possible. Then up towards 90 tomorrow with some clouds. More showers and thunderstorms likely this weekend. So if you are planning on being at Ashley for the Arts or maybe Irish Fest or some other outdoor activity, you might encounter some rain. Keep that in mind. 87 today, though, with isolated showers and thunderstorms possible. An 18-year-old inmate pled guilty to charges related to the death of a guard at a Wisconsin juvenile prison, has now been sentenced to more time in jail. Ryan Nyblom pled guilty in April, 2 counts of being a party to the crime of battery by a prisoner. As part of that plea deal, the original charge of felony murder with special circumstances was reduced. An additional charge of battery by a prisoner was dismissed. Corey Prue, who was a guard at the Lincoln Hills Copper Lakes Juvenile Prison when he was punched multiple times by a 16-year-old inmate, fell and then hit his head on the pavement back in June of 2024. He died a day later from his injuries. According to the prosecutors, the 16-year-old inmate was upset at a female guard who he felt was abusing her power. He threw a cup of what he thought was soap at her and then repeatedly punched her. The inmate then ran into the courtyard, and Prue followed to stop him. 16-year-old then punched Prue multiple times, causing him to fall to the ground and hit his head on the pavement. Nyblom told investigators that he knew the 16-year-old was upset with the female guard and wanted to splash her with conditioner and then start punching her. Nyblom said about 15 minutes before the fight began, he got extra soap and conditioner from the guards and secretly gave it to the 16-year-old. Nyblom then said he didn't see the 16-year-old punch the female guard, but watched as the boy punched Prue and then watched Prue hit his head. Nyblom's attorney didn't immediately respond to questions following the sentencing yesterday, but Nyblom was sentenced to 5 years in prison minus the 405 days already served. Alec Loon, a Wisconsin native, who's also a renowned journalist, found alive after going hiking in one of Norway's national parks, doing a solo hike. This guy's 38, acclaimed climate journalist, graduate of the University of Wisconsin in Madison, Located near a glacier in an area with no cell phone service, family said he was found with a broken femur. His mom said 6 nights and 6 days on a cliff, unable to move. Amazing. Alec and his whole family had recently been vacationing in Norway. After they parted ways, this guy, known adventurer, set out on a solo trip in the mountainous region. His mom said he fell from a cliff. That was on Thursday evening of last week. And according to his family, his wife reported him missing when he didn't make the flight home on Monday. Crews spending days battling brutal weather conditions looking for this guy. The conditions very challenging with difficult terrain, poor visibility, lots of rain and high water levels, said a Red Cross volunteer in Norway. During the search, his parents and wife able to access his laptop, which had some journal entries from the start of the solo trip. They said it helped crews narrow their search area. That paired with improving weather conditions aiding in what happened next. They said at about 11:30 in the morning in Norway, a rescue helicopter spotted this guy injured, waving to get their attention. Airlifted to a hospital. So far, all they could see is a broken femur, nothing else. So go to the ICU. We're on our way. His wife is flying from the UK. We'll all be there tonight to see him. His parents, who still live in Milwaukee, said the first order of business is hugging their son when they get to the hospital. But yeah, this guy out there in the wild for 6 days with a broken femur and now found alive. Elsewhere in the news, an Army sergeant shot and wounded 5 fellow soldiers yesterday at the Fort Stewart military base in Georgia. The base was briefly placed on lockdown just after 11 a.m. The suspect, identified as Sergeant Cornelius Radford, a 28-year-old automated logistics non-commissioned officer who was then subdued by other soldiers and taken into custody. Suspect apparently opening fire in an area of the South Georgia installation associated with the 3rd Infantry Division's 2nd Armored Brigade combat team. All 5 people injured and in stable condition and are expected to recover. Second in recent years to occur in the 3rd Infantry's Division's 2nd Armored Brigade combat team's workspace back in December of 2022. A fellow soldier shot and killed Sergeant Nathan Hillman in the unit's building complex. And kind of surprising news yesterday in the world of media and broadcasting, but Howard Stern, apparently his show getting canceled by SiriusXM. Says that he's not going anywhere, though, at least for now. Stern traditionally on vacation during the summer, which he said throughout the episode yesterday, but made sure to remind viewers that he would return once his break ends after Labor Day. Said, we will be back, though, very soon. We will be back on the air live. I've been refueling, so to speak. Made no direct mention of the report that claims SiriusXM, which has paid Stern a lot of money over the last 20 years or so. Made no mention of the report that SiriusXM plans to cancel it once his latest 5-year, $500 million deal expires at the end of this year. So that was a report by a newspaper. We'll see how much truth and validity there is to that. But Howard Stern, maybe done at SiriusXM, maybe going back to terrestrial radio. Who knows? Who knows? We'll find out. SiriusXM has not yet responded to the reports of the cancellation. A source said that a Stern cancellation would likely be connected to the political climate. He's been a very vocal anti-Trump guy. Howard Stern has been. Not sure if that plays a factor in this report, but obviously Colbert, his show getting canceled and coming to an end. Is Stern next? That's what the reports say. Candlebox in a couple of minutes. Right now, 3 Days Grace.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
Candlebox, you on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. The Brew Crew. Sizzling. Still on fire. Blake Perkins doubling, hitting a home run and driving in 2 RBIs. Andrew Vaughn also homering. And the Brew Crew beating the Braves last night, holding on to beat the Braves. McGill giving up that home run late in the 9th, but managed to get the win, 5-4, their 6th in a row.
Brewers trying to sweep the Braves in Atlanta for a 2nd consecutive season. Here we go on 2-2 to Baldwin. Got him! Trevor McGill blows away Drake Baldwin, and the Brewers go perfect on the road trip, 6-0.
Brew Crew off today. They will be at home tomorrow at 7:10 against the Mets, the first of 3 against New York. NFL preseason kicking off tonight at 6 p.m. on the NFL Network with the Colts at the Ravens. Vikings will host the Texans on Saturday at 3 on the NFL Network. Packers host the Jets on Saturday night at 7 o'clock on the NFL Network. NFL also clarifying their memo about smelling salts. George Kittle of the 49ers jokingly said he was contemplating retirement when the NFL said you couldn't be using smelling salts anymore. But yesterday they clarified their stance, saying that basically teams can't provide smelling salts to players, but players can BYO. Players will still be able to whiff smelling salts during the games this season as long as they bring their own stash. 49ers tight end George Kittle and Buccaneers linebacker Levante David publicly speaking out. Kittle actually interrupted another guy's interview to talk about the smelling salts thing and said it was a really rough day. He said, I've been distraught all day. Jokingly contemplated retirement when he realized he wasn't going to be able to use his smelling salts, but the NFL clarifying that in a memo released late yesterday.
Which goes up your nose.
That's exactly where it goes, Drew. Those smelling salts, man. Whew. That'll wake you up. Shohei Ohtani, 4 dominant innings. Struck out 8 batters. Also hit his 39th home run, which happened to be his 1,000th career hit.
Smacks one in the air. Deep center field. Scott going back. Forget about it. It's gone. Halfway up the pavilion. The Dodger pitcher launches a massive home run.
Shohei Ohtani now the 3rd Japanese-born player after Ichiro Suzuki and Hideki Matsui to hit 1,000 hits in his career. Congratulations to Shohei. He's pretty good at baseball. Pretty good. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Jean. Again, she's out today and tomorrow, so you're stuck with me. And if you've got something you want to hear, open to suggestions, rockmornings.com. I don't think the boss is around today either, so I've got kind of like carte blanche to do whatever I want. So yeah, let me know what you want. See if I can squeeze it in. Hit up rockmornings.com for all our contact info, or download the 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app and use those apps to get in touch with us with voicemails, images, videos, and more.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene on your rock station.
That is Hailstorm by request for Derek from Maine. Said, good morning, Brian. How about some hailstorm? I said, can do. And then I did do. Gave me a big thumbs up. You're welcome, Derek. Doc texted in, said, I am off tomorrow. I can come in for Gene if you'd like me to. And I said, hell yeah. Doc's coming in at 5:45 tomorrow morning. So I've got a partner tomorrow. Nice. Thanks, Doc. Appreciate that. Deb texted in, wants to hear some Cinderella, see what I can do about that in just a bit. Also, the wife is out of town. Both my ladies out of town. Jean is going to Madison. School stuff, right? College stuff. My wife is in Wausau for some kind of work conference. And she wanted to hear some bad omens. So, going to get to that. Apparently, they deleted all their stuff off social media, and there's been some hints and allegations and things better left unsaid. A video featuring Opie from Sons of Anarchy is what my wife said. So, and teasing a release date or some sort of additional information tomorrow for Bad Omens. So we'll get to requested Bad Omens for my wife in just a couple of minutes. Here's a movie that we watched, which was, it was okay. The streaming premiere of The Monkey is on Hulu today, based on a Stephen King short story. Theo James plays twin brothers who find a cursed wind-up toy monkey, a series of outrageous deaths that tears the family apart, and then years later, one of the twin brothers, goes looking for the monkey again.
You wouldn't happen to remember if my aunt had a wind-up toy monkey at the yard sale?
Oh, not a cherished childhood memory now, was it?
The coroner said it was an accident, but it was no accident. It was a monkey. When I was a kid, my twin brother and I found something that loved to kill.
Yeah, and it was a monkey. Like, think the monkey with the cymbals, cha-ching, 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 that thing. It was okay. I mean, there were some good deaths. There were some good kills in the movie, but the premise of the movie was a little bit It's called The Monkey, and it makes its streaming premiere on Hulu, which is apparently going away. They're just going to, eat that up. It's no longer going to be Hulu, Disney. It'll just be part of Disney. It's already in Disney+, but I guess they're getting rid of Hulu. Celebrity Family Feud tonight on ABC. Kyle Richards versus Candy Buress. I don't know who either of those people are, so apparently I'm not up on what celebrities are nowadays. Also, the NFL offense versus the NFL Players Association defense. That's on Celebrity Family Feud tonight on ABC, which is followed by a new episode of Press Your Luck. Going to be watching this one on Saturday morning.
Come on, no whammies, no whammies, stop!
Oh, you got the whammy. Press Your Luck, new episode of that tonight on ABC. That show, man. We just watched a new episode last weekend, and this woman who was pregnant was in the finals, and her husband couldn't be there because he was doing his residency. So, and I think she's a teacher. It's you've got these, real, nice, down-to-earth people, at least they seem to be. And she's there with her, I think it was her dad and her mother-in-law. And they're putting all the special prizes up there, diapers and a trip to here and a new car and all this crap. And she gets to, the third round, and she's got 2 whammies. And she hits the take a whammy away, so she uses that one. And then the next round, she's got to take 3 spins, and all 3 of them are whammies, and she basically whammies out of the game and gets nothing. It was brutal. That game on of all the games game shows that are on TV, that one is I think the hardest to win. It seems like nobody ever gets a big prize. Episode 5 of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, Season 3 on Paramount Plus today. Also, if you're into the whole serial killer thing, and I know a lot of you are, speaking of Hulu, while it's still around, Hulu has got Ted Bundy, Dialogue with the Devil. Serial killer Ted Bundy offering his insight to help detectives catch the Green River Killer. This is a documentary about their interviews with Bundy and his motives for helping, which eventually turned into Silence of the Lambs.
Ted Bundy was an extreme variant of a sexual psychopath.
The girl's head was severed and taken up the road.
In Seattle, we had already dealt with Ted Bundy.
Accused killer Theodore Bundy was captured early this morning.
Now we have a second serial killer.
We have almost 24 young women dead, the victims of the Green River Killer.
Everyone was frightened.
Here's Ted Bundy, the sociopath who owned Seattle. Now somebody was in his killing grounds? Bundy was going to put a stop to it.
He thought of himself as the Leonardo da Vinci of serial murder.
I have an idea or two that might help you, Desmond.
He hoped that by helping the investigation, he could avoid his date with the electric chair.
They wanted to use one serial killer to catch another serial killer, and that became the Silence of the Lambs.
Ted Bundy, Dialogue with the Devil, premiering today on Hulu. Late night shows, Fallon has got the Jonas Brothers, also Greg Gutfield and Good Charlotte. I want to be just like you. Yeah. Jonas Brothers, Greg Gutfield, and Good Charlotte on with Fallon tonight. Kimmel's and repeats. Stephen Colbert has got Kids Pitch. I don't know what the hell that is, but special appearances by John Oliver, Amanda Siegfried, Judy Greer, Lizzie Kaplan, Steve Buscemi, a whole bunch of others, Walton Goggins. Seth Meyers is new tonight with Gene Smart and Molly Gordon. That's what's on your boob tube this evening. Plus NFL Network, preseason football, Colts and Ravens kicking it off at 6 p.m. Yeah, boy. We're a month away from the start of the season. 1 month from now, real-ass NFL football. Oh. Have to do some laundry. Just made a mess in my underpants. Very excited. Very excited. Listening to the practice yesterday between the Patriots and the Commanders. Vrabel, the head coach. I know no one cares about this but me, but Vrabel getting in there, getting bloodied up, breaking up a scrum that occurred. Love it. After 2 4-win seasons, I'm ready for some real-ass football. Some actual, talented football on the field from my New England Patriots. Hopefully they deliver this season. We'll see. Going to see him next Saturday. Going up to the city. He's going to see him. Got my tickets yesterday from my guy. Going to see him at the bank against the Vikings. Can't wait. Should be good. The wife wanted to hear some Bad Omens. We'll go old school here with the Death to Peace of Mind, and apparently some new stuff from them maybe tomorrow, or at least some information about their new stuff coming out tomorrow.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers with Danny California on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Welcome back. Let's see, what do we get? Michael. God, I hate the equipment in the studio. Bunch of garbage. The moment you need it to work, it says, F you, dude, not working. Michael texted in and said, you should have invited Shaw to guest host in Gene's absence, missed the witty banter you two used to have. Yeah, I don't think Shaw would be all that interested in coming in yet. Needs a little more time. We haven't even reached a year. We're getting up to a year, though. I think October, 11th of last year was his final day. So maybe sometime after that, we'll be able to get him back in for a little guest stint. Pam said, I know that Cinderella song wasn't my request, but thank you. I love that tune. I said, I love it as well. Make sure you thank Deb. And she said, thank you, Deb. Great choice. Deb wanted to hear some Cinderella. We did that. Wife wanted to hear some Bad Omens. Did that. Derek wanted to hear some Hailstorm. Did that. So yeah, we're basically we're doing whatever, man. Playing everybody's requests. Rockmornings.com if you got one you want to hear. Let me know what it is. A woman in New Jersey didn't lose just one ring at the beach. She lost 2 of them. And 2 different people found them and got it back to her. We've had these stories before where people are at the beach or farming or whatever, and the ring comes off and they can't find it. And then 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 years later, somebody's out there with a metal detector and finds this bad boy, a coin or a button or a ring or whatever it is, watch, gets it returned to the original owner, uses social media to track him down. She apparently hired a guy with a metal detector, and he didn't find anything. But then a random dude, some random person, found one of the rings and tracked her down on Facebook. So the guy with the metal detector then went back to the beach and found the other ring.
I took my wedding band and this ring off my hands to put sunblock on, and that quickly forgot about them. One of my rings was found by a woman and her niece. That prompted me to contact Jeff and see if we could start the search for my wedding band again.
I immediately went back down the next morning at 5 a.m., got a little bit closer to water, and I was able to recover her diamond platinum band for her.
Just the emotion and the happy tears that it had been recovered by this stranger.
Not too often that a stranger lets you have some happy tears. No? Just me? All right. Laura Emanuel, Southern Jersey, on the beach back in May. Maybe not May, back in July, excuse me. Cape May is where she was, the beach on Cape May, excuse me. Took off her rings to put on some sunblock and then apparently forgot. She hired a guy to go down there with a metal detector, try to find these bad boys. Unable to find them until after some random lady was on the beach with her kid and found one of the rings. And this guy went back for a second round and was able to track down the other ring. Lucky her. Got her rings back. Got a text from Jacob, said you should have Office Cora sit in with you on Thursdays. Yeah, she's, physically it's not a possibility. Cora is in Eau Claire. I am in La Crosse. So physically, I don't think that could happen. But she is going to join me on the phone after 8 o'clock. We're going to find out what Office Cora is up to in the 715 this weekend. Also going to ask each other some hypothetical questions because it is Hypothetical Thursday. So even though Gene's not here, we'll still play hypothetical questions for each other. But thank you, Jacob, for the text message. Appreciate that. Music on the way from Ozzy. May he rest in peace. We'll hear from him in just a bit.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Start your day with Rock Mornings.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene, who is headed to Madison today with her daughter for school stuff, getting ready to go to college now that she's graduated and moving on. Got to take a look at that dorm room. Gene was very concerned about the dorm room in here yesterday, telling me, I don't know what this wall looks like, and we got to get a shelf where the fridge is going to go, and this, that, the other thing. And I was like, it's a dorm room. I don't know. What do dorm rooms look? Don't they have a 360-degree view on the website or something? Got to get in there. Got to look at it. Typical Gene. Psychopath. Just got to look at the walls. Got to know what the walls look like. Got to see these walls. Yesterday, talking to her about going to Madison, I said, so what are you guys going to do? I'm like, what, are you getting books? You getting classes? You walking around? You getting a tour? And she's like, nah, we're going to, she's got to get to the dorm room. You got to see this dorm room. And she starts breaking down the dorm room, talking about the walls and where the fridge is and getting a rack to put stuff on and got to have to cook and gluten-freeze and all this. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. Being your kid must be difficult, all that stress. About the walls. We're very worried about the walls. What's the wall situation in here? I think Gene said that more than once yesterday to me about the wall situation. Got a text from Jacob. He wanted office core to sit in. I said that physically not possible. She's in Eau Claire. I'm in La Crosse. But she is going to join me after 8 o'clock and let us know what she's up to in the 715 this weekend. Jacob says, I appreciate her bubbly attitude. Yeah. Office Core might be one of the most upbeat people I've ever met. She just, I can't imagine her ever being sad or disappointed or upset. I'm sure she has been, but she definitely is upbeat. Dan wanted to hear some Super Beast, see what I can do about that in just a bit. And if you want to get in touch with me, rockmornings.com is the website. You can also download the 95.7 The Rock app. It's free. Or you could download the free 92.9 The X app. And you could send us voicemails through the app. You can also submit pictures and videos through the app. And that's what Zach just did. Zach sent in a voicemail. Let's see what Zach wants. Look at that. More stuff that doesn't work in this stupid room that I got to sit in every day.
Can you play some cake? I'm in the mood for some cake.
I can play some cake. God, this studio and the equipment is just a joke. Can't get anything to work in this effing place. You press play, and it doesn't play. And then it waits like 10 seconds, and then it plays. Garbage. Nickel and dime mom and pop operation. Come on, man. Let's spend a couple of bucks and get something that works in here. Seriously. Piece of junk. Well, it's really cool. People will send you voicemails. Yeah, that I can't play. Anyways, I digress. Enough about me and my problems. 6 weird ways to find more movement in your day, to fit more movement into your day, right? If you're sitting a lot, office job, maybe you're driving truck like Doc, maybe you're in a radio studio, whatever it is, maybe you're sitting around too much. Here are some ways to fit more movement into your day. They say do some squats while heating up your food in the microwave. Even if it's for 30 seconds, it adds up and you've got the built-in timer right there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squats, whatever, in the 30 seconds it takes to heat up your leftover omelet. If you've got a leftover omelet. 6 ways to fit more movement into your day. Pick a favorite show and make yourself work out whenever you watch it. Dude, I'm not working out when I'm watching TV. That's for damn sure. I mean, I could see like a treadmill type thing where you've got the treadmill and you're walking on it while you're watching a show. But yeah, the whole point of watching the show is to not exercise and vegging out on the couch. Do calf raises while brushing your teeth. I actually do this one. I tend to brush my teeth here at the station every morning after I get in early and I have some coffee and maybe a little bit of breakfast. Right before the show, I'll go upstairs, take a big dump, and then I'll brush my teeth. And, while I'm brushing my teeth, do some calf raises. Similar to the microwave oven, right? Wasted time, put it to good use. Different ways you could fit more movement into your day.
I thought the police always said freeze.
Well, I am the police.
And I say, don't move, Snow White. You move, you're dead.
I say I'm dead.
And I say I'm dead. And I move.
Yeah, not that kind of movement, but 6 ways to fit some more movement into your day. Number 4, don't sit when you're on the phone. So if you are at work and you get a phone call, then stand up and pace around your cubicle. Or if you're at the house and you get a phone call and it's just someone you actually want to talk to, you get up and you walk around. Don't we already kind of do that? Catching up with a friend, pace around the house, go outside, get a walk in while you're on the phone. Just don't walk anywhere where it's really loud. Number 5, carry your groceries to your car, as opposed to trying to wheel out the cart that's full of them. Yeah, dude, if I've got a cart full of groceries, I'm not carrying them all to the car. I mean, we'll try to carry all of them into the house. There's no doubt about that, because you don't want to take 2 trips. But I'm not going to be the guy that tries to load up his arms at the grocery store to head out to the car. I'm going to put it all back in the cart, bring the cart out there, and then put it in the car. And then when I get home, I'll try to carry them in. But they say carrying your groceries to your car, obviously if you don't have a full cart and you can carry them all, you can certainly do that. Last but not least, 6 weird ways to fit more movement into your day to help you exercise, get a little bit more movement. Rush through your chores. A recent study actually backing that one up. Things like vacuuming faster or hustling when you take the trash out can boost your heart rate and count as a mini workout.
Your move, creep.
Yeah. Getting your chores done quickly as opposed to taking your time and being a bit lackadaisical. A couple of ways to help get some extra movement into your day. Got a text from someone at Fort McCoy, Rodney. He's out there, says, need some motivation this morning. Can we get some Pantera? Brandon said he's sitting all day in his excavator there. Was that a Bobcat? What do they call that? Front loader? What's the thing with the arm? He's putting sand in the back of a dump truck. Yeah, so Brandon, maybe while you're, maybe you can do some, do the Stallone thing, right? Install when he's in over the top and he's driving that semi truck and he's got the weights in there on the pulley. He's doing the over the top thing. You can do one of those. Get a little extra movement in. Ozzy, of course, passing away not too long ago. May he rest in peace. Just saw a new news report this morning that all of the flowers and the roses and the carnations and whatever else got laid on that bridge, that memorial bridge, after he passed away. And they're going to take all those, they're going to mulch them up, and they're going to put them and scatter them at his grave, which is really cool. So those will not go to waste, not get thrown in a trash barrel. They're going to grind them all up and mulch them all up, and then they're going to spread them out where his final resting place is. So that's kind of neat. Here he is now with Billy Morrison. Gods of rock and roll. We'll get to some cake for Zach after Ozzy.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find the daily podcast at rockmornings.com.
That is cake by request for Zach, who left us a voicemail on the app. You can download the free 95.7 The Rock app or the free 92.9 The X app. And you can leave us voicemails. You can send in images, videos. Right there on the app. Very easy to do. Pam said, great music selection this morning. I think the boss... is this the Boss is Away playlist? Yeah. Gene's gone. The boss is not around. Our equipment sucks, and I need something to make me feel better about being here. So I'm just going to kind of play whatever I want with your requests. So, yeah, feel free to send them in. Rodney out at the fort wanted to hear some Pantera. We'll try to get to that in just a bit. Somebody else wanted some 3 Days Grace. My wife suggested that because Mercury is in retrograde, the equipment isn't working. No, the equipment's not working because the company's cheap, and we get by on free stuff as opposed to, like, paid stuff. And so the free stuff has a lot of glitches and ghosts in the machine and all that crap. And this computer in the studio has been a hunk of junk for years, and I've been complaining about it nonstop, and yet it never gets fixed or replaced. So, yeah. Even if I complain about it on the radio, and then the boss comes in and is like, hey, dude, people don't like to hear you complain about the computer. No, you don't like to hear me complain about the computer. Everybody else can relate. Everybody understands. You take this stupid mouse and go like that, and you're like, work! I'm trying to work here. And then it doesn't work because it's a piece of crap. Anyways, Thanks, hon, for the suggestion. I don't think it has anything to do with retrograde and Mercury and all that stuff. Blake Perkins doubling, hit a home run, drove in 2 RBIs, and Andrew Vaughn also homered. Brew Crew beating the Braves last night, 5-4. Their 6th win in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, 6th. Brew Crew off today. They're at home tomorrow night, 7-10 against the Mets, 1-3 against New York. The NFL preseason kicking off tonight at 6 on the NFL network, with the Colts and the Ravens. Jen Powell, I think it's how you pronounce her last name. Going to be the first ever woman to work as an umpire during a regular season Major League Baseball game. She's going to umpire 3 games during the series between the Marlins and the Braves this weekend. That'll include both games of a doubleheader on Saturday and the series finale on Sunday. She'll be behind the plate calling balls and strikes on Sunday. Due to the doubleheader, the umpiring crew needed to add a 5th umpire, which led to her getting the assignment. She played softball at Hofstra, was a member of the U.S. Women's National Baseball team that won the inaugural Baseball Women's World Series back in 2001, and she's been steadily rising up the ranks of the world of umpiring, and now Jen Powell going to make Major League Baseball history this weekend. 48-year-old will be the first woman to work as an umpire during a regular season Major League Baseball game. Congratulations to her. Tua Tagovailoa, or as Donald Trump likes to say,
and Tua Tagovailoa.
That guy. Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa called his appointment to the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition an honor, although he's still trying to figure out what it exactly means. He said, I think it's pretty cool. It's an honor. I don't know too much about it, but it's an honor. So, yeah, Tua is on the council there. Doesn't know too much about it, but he's honored to be on the council. A second man has now been arrested for throwing a green sex toy at a WNBA game, a trend in which now 5 known incidents. I thought there was only 3. I didn't realize there was 5. There's been 5? Jeez. This guy's name is Caden Lopez. He's 18. He was arrested yesterday after police say he was caught on video throwing the object toward the court at the Phoenix Mercury's game against the Connecticut Sun. Object did not reach the court. Instead, it hit a fan who was at the game with his 9-year-old niece. Well, that's great. You take your niece to a WNBA game. She's probably very excited, and then you get smoked in the head by a big green dildo. Lopez reportedly booked into jail on suspicion of disorderly conduct, assault, and public display of explicit sexual material. Video footage shows Lopez sitting in his seat. He retrieves the green dildo from his sweater front pocket, then throws it forward. He then stands up and leaves the area. Lopez reportedly apologized for his actions and described them as, quote, a stupid prank that was trending on social media. Documents reportedly show that he bought the sex toy on Monday specifically to take it to the game. Well, these sex toy companies must be loving it. They must be wringing their hands together like Mr. Burns. Excellent. Green dildos. Make more. Make more. Make them even brighter and bigger. Must be selling a bunch of those things now. I didn't realize there was 5 incidents. There's been 5. That's crazy. 5 of them. That's a lot. Rights agreement announced yesterday between WWE and ESPN. ESPN, the network, will become the home for all WWE premium live events, including WrestleMania, starting in 2026. Obviously, they've been on Peacock, but now they're going to move. ESPN's direct-to-consumer streaming service, which starts on August 21st, will also carry other WWE events. ESPN will keep its name for the streaming platform, which will begin with a price of $29.99 per month. And according to CNBC, the mega deal is for 5 years with an average of $325 million per year. It'll include all 10 of the WWE's premium live events, including the Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank.
I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for all you've done to your bodies. It's still real to me, damn it. Thank you so much, Mr. Funk, for saying what needed to be said.
Love that guy. Sports on Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Gonna squeeze in some requested Pantera in just a bit. See what I can get in for you. RockMornings.com for more info.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Weekdays, 6 to 9.
Yes. Kick your ass on a Thursday morning with some Pan-effing-Terra. Rodney out at the Ford said, need some motivation. Can we get some Pantera? Thank you. You're welcome. Just like that, sir. Just like that. Brandon sitting all day in his excavator. Sent in a picture of that. That looks like fun. Not a lot of room in those excavators for extra movement. Sorry, Brandon. Somebody wanted your 3 days grace. If not, it's all good. Been some good requests today. There have been some good requests. There have been. Got one from Ned. Said anything by Rat. Ooh. See, this is what I like. I like this balance of the heavy stuff, the 80s stuff, the kind of fringy stuff like Cake. I like throwing that out there every once in a while. That's my jam. Pam said, great music selection this morning. Is this the Boss's Away playlist? Yeah, kind of. It is a little bit of that. Also got a message from my guy Cody over at the TV station. He said, most of the equipment here is hand-me-downs from our sister station in Madison. LOL, I hate those ghosts. Yeah. No, this has been a problem for us in this studio. The moment this computer got replaced several years ago, as the only person who's in here 8 hours a day, I noticed right away there were issues. And a lot of the stuff, the software that we use is just sort of like either free or cheap or whatever. And this computer just exacerbates it. So whatever glitches are in the software just gets worse because the computer's a piece of crap as well. Also got a voicemail. I'm not sure who this is from, but if you want to send a voicemail in, you can download our free app, 95.7 The Rock app or the 92.9 The X app, and you can submit voicemails and images and videos. Let's see what this one has to say.
Hey, Brian, this is Ace calling in. I could definitely use some Metallica to pick me up this morning. I would prefer anything from the 80s. Probably some Creeping Death if possible.
Creeping Death by Metallica. I think it was Dave. I think that's what he said his name was. Thanks, Dave, for the request. Appreciate that. And rather than bore you with stories about ketchup smoothies, which is what I was going to talk about here, Heinz Ketchup teaming up with Smoothie King for a ketchup smoothie. That's all you really need to know. If you want to find it, you can Google it. Rather than bore you with details about that, I'm just going to play more tunes. Requested Rat for Ned, and we'll get to that Creeping Death in just a bit for Dave. I think it was Dave who just called in. So we'll get to that as well. Plus, Avis Cora. She's going to join me just after 8 o'clock, so we'll talk to her.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com.
No Gene today, just me. Same thing tomorrow, but Doc's going to come to the studio tomorrow and join me for the program. Office Corps physically unable to be here because she's in Eau Claire and I'm in La Crosse, but she's joining me on the phone right now. Office Corps, how are you?
I am doing great. And Doc, I love him. I met him for the first time at Rockfest. He's great.
I believe you just had a birthday the other day. Is that correct? Did I wish a Cora a happy birthday and it wasn't you?
Nope, that was me.
Oh, happy birthday.
I follow Jean. She's quite the trendsetter. She had one, and then I'm like, I want one.
You had your birthday earlier this week. Was there a celebration at all? Did you go somewhere? Did you do anything? Did you eat cake? Did you drink some beers? What'd you do?
Yes, I did all of that. All that stuff.
Did you get a back rub for your birthday?
Good. Ooh, actually I did.
Oh, look out. Did you get a front rub too? Because those are nice as well, front and back.
Brian.
What? Just a question.
I'm not talking about what gets rubbed.
Front, back, up, down, left, right. These are just different directions. That's all they are, Office Corps. It's okay.
This is true.
All right. Well, I'm glad you had a good birthday, and happy belated. I know I wished you a happy birthday on Facebook, but first time talking to you since your birthday. So happy birthday to you, Office Corps. Happy belated birthday.
Well, thank you. I really did have a great day.
Good. On to this weekend. I know that you're going to be at Ashley for the Arts. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in Arcadia. Thursday nights, of course, tonight they've got some bands. And then tomorrow night, the big night, you've got ZZ Top and Daughtry tomorrow night, I believe?
Yes, and Brad Paisley.
Oh, geez. Which one? What is Brad Paisley's big song? Which one does he do?
Well, don't ask me that right off the cuff.
I assume you were...
I can't think of it. There's so many.
I'm sure.
What I meant.
I'm sure I'd know it. I'm looking at his titles here. Let me see. I'm looking at the titles.
I think he's the one who sings about ticks. Like, I'm going to check you for ticks.
That doesn't help me at all. Mud on the Tires.
They're really good.
American Saturday Night sounds familiar. Is that a?
Yes.
Is that a song of his?
Yes.
He doesn't do the watermelon crawl? Which one is that?
No, he does not do that.
Crushing It? Is that? He's got a song called Crushing It? Bro, you're not crushing it. Give me a break. It looks like he's got some Christmas tunes that he does as well. All right, so Brad Paisley tomorrow night. You're going to go watch him do...
Oh, there's one, Whiskey Lullaby.
Whiskey Lullaby? I don't recognize that one.
He does a lot of...
drinking songs, it looks like.
Yeah, and a lot about a woman.
He's got a song called The Pants. Just the Pants. What about the Tops? Is there not a Tops or the Shirts?
That's a different...
The Shoes? Is that on a different album? Well, this American Saturday Night.
So many.
Waiting
and you know
on
what
a woman.
I love? His wife, Kimberly Williams.
Okay.
Kimberly Williams Paisley. I love her. She's been on a lot of TV shows.
Okay, so you're going to go see Brad Paisley and ZZ Top at Ashley for the Arts tomorrow night. What else you got going on in the 715 this weekend? That's not technically in the 715, but are you doing anything in the 715 this weekend?
Yes, there's something on Saturday called the Summer Smoke Barbecue Contest.
Ooh.
It's at the Golden Spike parking lot in Altoona. It's the first ever, and it's featuring a barbecue cook-off.
I like that.
And it's also sponsored by Rump's Butcher Shop, which is in Altoona, and they're one of the best. It's going to be so good.
Do you like Rump's?
And teams are going to compete for prizes. There's music, food, all kinds of things.
You like Rump's? Is that your favorite? You enjoy a nice rump?
I do enjoy a nice rump, actually. This is 11 a.m. until 6 p.m.
On Saturday at a parking lot
parking lot.
Golden Pike Park, Spike?
Golden Spike.
Spike, okay. Like
in Altoona.
Yeah, like on a train track, right? Okay, and that's in Altoona. What time does that start on Saturday?
11 a.m. until 6 p.m.
All right, so barbecue in a parking lot. You can't go wrong. Going to be beers and music and all that stuff, I'm assuming?
Yes.
All right.
And then also, you know where Summer Jam was? Country Jam?
Yes, I was there.
Dog Jam.
Oh.
It's the ultimate event for dog enthusiasts. And I don't currently have a dog, but I love dogs, so I still might stop out. There's going to be live music, food, dog beer, food trucks for the humans, gourmet dog treats, and just all kinds of things that you can do with your dog. And it's a fundraiser for Bob's House for Dogs, and there's going to be adoption drives and things like that.
All right.
Hey, since I don't have a dog, maybe that's where I go and get one.
Go pet all the dogs. Yeah. When is that? That's on Sunday?
That is Saturday, 10 a.m. until 7 p.m.
All right. So lots going on this weekend. Obviously, in the 715, you've got the barbecue thing in the parking lot there in Altoona. You've got
Summer Smoke Barbecue Contest.
You've got the dog park thing over there, Dog Jam at the Summer Jam festivals on Saturday as well. And you're going to be at Ashley for the Arts on Friday. So you're a busy lady. Again, you're very busy.
I know. I'm excited for all of this.
It's Hypothetical Thursday as well, and we like to bring you into the fold. Unfortunately, today Jean's out. So I did not get to ask her any hypothetical questions, but do you have one for me that you'd like to have answered?
I do.
Okay.
If animals ran the world, which species do you think would be in charge?
Well, humans, we're animals.
No, you can't pick humans.
Well, we are, though. What are we if we're not animals, right?
I guess.
All right, so I know what you're saying. You're saying if it wasn't us in charge, it was some other animal.
Me, personally, I'm putting my money on meerkats. They're just always on the lookout. Plus, they're so cute. Their little faces. I think they'd also be the most efficient and cutest government ever.
I'm going with apes because we have a bunch of movies about that already, where the apes take over and they get smart and they've got the hands and the feet and they kind of got a whole situation going on there, and obviously they're very powerful. They live on land, powerful. And so I would probably go at some point if another animal species had to take over and run the planet, it'd probably be apes or gorillas or monkeys or something along those lines.
Yeah,
somewhere.
They're strong. I wouldn't mess with I wouldn't mess with an ape.
You're saying meerkats, though, huh?
Well, that was before I thought about apes. I was judging them just because they're very.
You like the cute animals.
They're cute, and they really are. They are always on the lookout.
All right.
Like, nothing is going to get past a meerkat. Where apes, it's like, oh, look at this, and, there's a banana, and all of a sudden nobody's watching whatever direction, and there goes the country.
All right, Office Corps, hypothetical question from me to you. You ready on Hypothetical
Yes.
Thursday?
Yes.
If you had to choose one or the other, which would you rather do? Fight a shark or fight a lion?
Oh.
And you have to be in their natural territory. You're not getting them in a room where you have an AR, gun or something like that, or a bazooka. You're in their territory. You're in the lion's den. You're in the ocean. Shark or lion? Which one are you taking if you got to fight one of them?
Okay, I am the world's worst swimmer. I cannot even float. So for that reason, I am picking a lion. And also because I'm a cat owner, I think I've learned some moves. The scratch behind the ears thing. And I think I could befriend the lion.
All right. So at some point, you'd befriend the lion while it's tearing your leg off with its giant paws and teeth.
Well, the goal is to befriend the lion before any of that happens.
Yeah.
I'm a quick friend maker.
You're simply choosing it on your inability to go swimming.
Kind of.
Have you just never learned to swim, or are you just really bad at it?
I've tried to learn, but I think it's just my body just sinks.
Okay.
I don't float. And that makes it really hard to swim.
Well, yeah, obviously. It's like rule number 1, stay afloat.
It doesn't float. I can't help it.
Well,
Does your body float?
Yeah, I'm fat. I'm buoyant, of course. And I learned how to swim as a child. After school programs, going camping on the weekends in the summertime. Yeah, I learned how to swim. So I'm still taking the lion because I want nothing to do with a shark.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I like that.
I don't think I have
against a lion.
I don't think I have a chance against either one of them, but I'll take the lion over the shark.
Yeah, me too.
So, Office Corps, always a pleasure. Have a great rest of your day, and maybe I'll run into you this weekend. I don't think we're at Ashley for the Arts at the same time, but...
Well, who knows? I might have so much fun that I just come right on back on Saturday.
All right. We'll see. Office Corps joining us each and every Thursday just after 8:15 to let us know what she's up to in the 715. Busy girl. Lots going on. Got bad news, happy music coming up in just a bit. Don't go anywhere.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. More from Brian and Gene is coming up.
You're about to enter a beautiful, exciting, wonderful new world.
A cockroach living in your nostril.
Now that's just nasty.
Add in some haven't pooped for 30 days.
Poop is raining from the ceilings. Poop.
And sprinkle in some hashtag Florida Man for flavor.
Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man. Florida Man. Florida Man.
Florida Man.
Florida Man quits his Burger King job, steals all of their chicken nuggets.
It's bad news.
Bad news.
With happy music.
Let's rock.
There's a video making the rounds on social media starting to pick up steam. It's a family near Seattle spreading their loved one's ashes into the water off of Puget Sound. They're on a boat. There's actually a couple of boats there. And they used, apparently, the free version of Spotify to play Frank Sinatra's The Impossible Dream. Unfortunately, the free version of Spotify has ads, which they did not think about. So they're spreading the ashes. It's a nice ceremony. The family's there. It's probably what the guys or gals' final wishes were. And right after the song ends, an ad came on for what to do when you're feeling constipated. And the best part is that it started out with a giant wet fart. I didn't quite get it at first because I'm watching the video and I was like, all right, is the video got music to it, or is the music playing in the background? And then all of a sudden there's the fart, and who on the boat did the fart? But after I read the story, it made more sense. So it's not anybody on the boat that farted. The music is not a part of the video. It's actually what they were playing in the background while they were spreading the ashes, and then the fart comes in at the end as part of an advertisement.
The unreachable
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
The number one food for regular BMs, huh? Let's see if
Fastest way to clear out stuck poop is by...
What a great memory for your entire family. Everybody on the boat laughing, having a blast. Obviously a solemn moment with the spreading of the ashes, but then a big old juicy fart right at the end. The guy who was filming it joked that his mom really needs to get some Spotify Premium.
I fart in your general direction.
Yeah. Playing Sinatra's The Impossible Dream. And, hey, at least the ad was at the end, not in the middle of the song, right?
Man, you got to warn somebody before you just crack one off. My mouth was open and everything.
Good stuff. This is in L.A. A 30-year-old woman in L.A. had to be rescued from a chimney on Tuesday. Witnesses say she was up there dancing on the roof, waving her arms, climbed into the chimney, and then fell into it somehow. Stuck there about 3 feet deep inside the chimney. Firefighters able to hoist her out by using a rope system. Alert, conscious, taken to the hospital in quote-unquote fair condition.
You would think it's a show that somebody put on and, the show's over, but it wasn't a show, it's reality.
I just see a lady on top of the roof. She was like pulling her shirt up, then pulling her pants down. She was just on the roof like dancing. And I see her hands like waving out the chimney, just screaming, help, help, help.
Yeah. Authorities haven't revealed what was going on, but when you hear that witness say that she was taking her shirt and her pants off and waving her arms and dancing on the roof of a building and then either jumped into the chimney or fell into it, then, yeah, probably assume drugs, mental health, some kind of mental illness. I don't know, but building was an outbuilding for a storage unit that was used by local parks and the rec department. Woman not affiliated with those departments. Witnesses say she appeared to be under the influence of something, but it has not been confirmed yet.
Chimney, chimney, chim-chim-cheree. A sweep is as lucky can be.
Maybe she just really loves sweeping out chimneys. She's got a hankering for it. She needs it. Woman rescued after dancing on a roof and then falling into a chimney.
There's something stuck up in the chimney and I don't know what it is, but it's been there all week long.
Yeah. Elsewhere in the bad news with happy music, somebody in Colorado Springs called 911 and claimed that there were bears crawling out of the sewers. And then the cops showed up and realized they were not lying. Footage of one of the bears climbing out of a manhole.
The bears can smell the menstruation.
Yeah. The bears have taken to the sewers. They've taken a liking to the sewers in Colorado Springs.
The bears.
Finding their way down there. Maybe an easy way to get around town unseen. Maybe there's all sorts of delicious treats down there.
I shooed the bear away. I told him he was a naughty bear.
Male black bear seen emerging from a sewer in shocking video footage that was shared by the Colorado Parks and Wildlife. Back on July 11th, the bear poking his head out of the sewer before he climbed out, looked around, and pulled the rest of his body out of the manhole. Creature then scurried up a nearby tree. The Public Works Department there said bears are known to stay in the trees until darkness when they feel safe to leave. And then apparently they go down into the sewers.
The bears.
Yeah. The CPW receiving a call from a concerned resident the day before reporting that bears had been lurking inside the drains. Located the black bear, used a key from the Department of Public Works to open the door for the creature to escape. Wildlife officials said the drain is connected to a series of other pipes, and the bear likely accessed the pipe for shade before getting stuck in the sewer. So maybe we don't have a problem. There he is, poking his head out, though. Oh, man. Chunky little guy. Looks like he had a little trouble getting the rest of his body out. Bears are hiding out in the sewers there in Colorado Springs. There's a guy, Seattle. Very warm day in August, right? A lot of warm days no matter where you live in America. Seattle, no different. Police officers there arresting a 33-year-old man for making threats to kill people with a knife after he had sex with a refrigerator inside of a Trader Joe's grocery store. How do you have sex with a fridge? This is on the 5th of August, so what was this, Tuesday? About 2 in the afternoon, patrol officers responding to the Trader Joe's report of a man using racial slurs and brandishing a knife at security there. Shortly after, he also threatened to kill everyone in the store. According to the security guard at the Trader Joe's, he confronted the man for allegedly, quote-unquote, humping a refrigerator and attempting to do the same to a customer. When the man was challenged by the security guard, the suspect became upset, kicked over a flower display, threw some apples, then he brandished the knife. They ended up arresting this guy for felony harassment. Police booking the suspect as a registered sex offender already into the county jail there. His life might get a little bit harder if he's not allowed to come within 500 feet of a fridge.
I'm going to bang your friends. Consider them all banged.
Yeah. This guy's banging fridges at Trader Joe's and throwing apples and brandishing knives.
A lot of beating and banging.
Thank you, Doc. A lot of beating and banging at that Trader Joe's in Seattle. You don't normally see that at a Trader Joe's. You might see somebody with like a hemp grocery bag, you know, trying to help the environment. You might see some dreadlocks, right? Might be somebody in there with the dreadlocks, you know, shopping for locally sourced gluten-free food. Not so much with the crazy guy with the knife humping the refrigerator. Don't see too much of that at the Trader Joe's. Not too much of that. Unlicensed doctor. You're not a doctor if you're unlicensed, right? You're just some guy. You don't get the doctor title if you're unlicensed. You have to have the license to be the doctor. So some guy in Cincinnati has been found guilty of practicing medicine with only a training license for luring men to his apartment to perform ultrasounds on their genitals.
Randy here is going to eat your dick.
Like Kobayashi.
All right, so he's either going to school or had gone to school and got himself a training license, and then he's luring men to his apartment to perform ultrasounds on their genitals.
Is this true? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Rudell Sanders convicted earlier this week after a trial. According to the complaint, Sanders told the men he needed to complete a certain number of ultrasounds for a training program. At his apartment? Sounds like a plan. This isn't the Boy Scouts where you go and you tie a bunch of fancy knots and you show them to your parents and you get a badge. You got to do these in like controlled settings, right? Like with somebody around, like a board of education or somebody looking at you. Medical board said that wasn't true. Saunders allegedly performed the ultrasounds in his bedroom apartment with no supervision.
Watch where you're going, needle dick.
Back in April, Saunders acquitted of sexual imposition and voyeurism charges in connection with this case, but he is now going to spend some time in prison after he was found guilty of practicing medicine with only a training license and luring men into his apartment for Does he even have ultrasound equipment in his apartment, or is he just luring them in there to look at their wieners?
One. Cut a hole in a box. Put your junk in that box.
Yeah. Who are these guys? Who are these people that are going to this guy's apartment saying this seems legitimate? Like, I'll believe you that you got to do a bunch of these in order to get your diploma or whatever. But don't they have to be at the school or the hospital or a doctor's office, not in your apartment? I mean, come on, man. Who are these people? Judge in Massachusetts issuing a warrant for a 55-year-old woman who unleashed bees on police when they showed up to evict her back in 2022.
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! Eyes! Ah!
Yeah. Don't like that at all. This is in Hadley, Massachusetts. An arrest warrant now issued for a woman who released bees at sheriff's deputies during an eviction back in 2022. County Sheriff's Department says that back in October of that year, 55-year-old Rory Susan Woods pulled up to an ongoing eviction. Woods left her dog in the car and immediately went to the beehives being towed by her SUV and tried to open the lids to unleash the bees. Sheriff's deputy trying to stop the woman, but she made the bees angry and they started to circle the area. Woods then smashed the lid and flipped the hive off of the flatbed, which made the bees very aggressive, stung several of the officers, some of whom were allergic, and bystanders who were watching nearby. One of the officers had to be taken to the hospital for the bee stings. The woman had put on a professional beekeeper suit to protect herself, then carried a tower of the bees near the front door of the home to try and stop the eviction. At the front door, she tried to agitate the bees more and was arrested then by the sheriff's deputies and booked into the Western Massachusetts Women's Correctional Facility. Failed to appear for her trial date. Consequently, warrant has been issued for her arrest. While she remains innocent until proven guilty, the accusations against her are very serious, and we will be prepared to present the evidence that she endangered many employees of the sheriff's department who were merely doing their jobs. That's her go-to move. You try to evict her from her house, she'll take out the bees and get them all riled up and sick them on you.
Bees! Bees! Bees in the car! Bees everywhere! God, they're huge! They're ripping my flesh off!
Son, roll around. Did you hear me? Roll around on the ground.
Forget that! I'm starting to swell up!
Save yourself.
Don't be the hero! Your firearms are useless against them!
Oh, man. Last but not least, bad news, happy music. Police in England have uncovered a drug gang led by an inmate named Adam Garnett after they found some phones in his prison cell. And it was a talking parrot that helped to expose the gang by repeating drug-dealing phrases taught by one of this guy's associates. A total of 15 suspected gang members charged in the case. Can't trust those parrots.
I'm Brian Fellow!
That bird is a liar.
I'm Brian Fellow!
He's starting to make me mad. He better shut up.
The group of 15 people led by this guy, Adam Garnett, all charged in connection with the case, though 2 did not plead guilty as they failed to appear in the court. Gang operated between February of 23 and July of 24 in Blackpool, England. Operation initially exposed during a prison cell search when several cell phones and Wi-Fi routers were allegedly found. This guy's got himself a Circuit City back there. Is that too old of a reference? Do people still remember what Circuit said? He's got himself a Best Buy back there. That's still a store, right? Yeah. Several cell phones and Wi-Fi routers allegedly found in the possession of Garnett, who was already serving a prison sentence. Investigation led the authorities to 3 of his associates, ultimately prompting searches of their homes. During the searches, the cops seized drugs, including heroin, crack cocaine, ketamine, marijuana, as well as cash and cell phones. Investigators then looked through this guy. One of these people's phones claimed that they found several videos, some of which showed her, quote, teaching her pet parrot to say 2 for $25 in front of a child. The parrot was also apparently playing with money, which was gained through their illegal activities. No word if the bird did any of the drugs. Those birds, man, you got to be careful. They'll find videos of them, and then you're in big trouble, mister. Yeah. Bad news, happy music. On Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Speaking of bodies hitting the floor, it's Drowning Pool.
Rock Mornings with Brian and Gene. Find them online at rockmornings.com. Call.
Hello.
Email.
I tried emailing you.
Text. So many ways to check in with us. Check. We rely on you guys for traffic updates, requests, and all sorts of other stuff.
Check this out.
Man, did you guys show out today. Thank you for all the texts and voicemails and everything. It was really great to hear from you guys. Fifth Lori just sent me a picture, not a picture, but a emoji of a parrot. The parrot who sings bodies. Very funny parrot. Alex texted in, said, I think bears are adorable, especially black bears. Yeah, from a distance. I agree with you. Bears are cute from a distance. Don't want to be up close and personal, though. Alex says, every time I hear bodies, I think of how much fun I had at Big River Rally. Well, thank you. I'm glad you had a good time. Brenda texted in, said Ninja Bear. Just hiding out. The pictures, by the way, very funny. First he pokes his little head out of the manhole cover, and then he kind of tries to claw himself out, but he gets a little stuck. And yeah. Brenda and Mike at the Sweet Stop and Sandwich Shop in Preston, heading there for some lunch and a rock stop this afternoon. Looking forward to seeing them. Pam texted in earlier. Said, great music selection this morning. Is this the Bosses Away playlist? And I said it is. Okay, and then I just got an update from somebody who must have been listening when we were talking to Office Cora that the barbecue competition event at the Golden Spike is canceled. only doing the cornhole tournament and the charcoal chicken. So there's going to be something there, but maybe not the barbecue competition. So thank you to whoever you are for the update on that. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know. Have to dig into that one. Maybe get an update tomorrow. Let's see. What else do we get? Jesse said, speaking of David Duchovny, have you ever seen California with him, Brad Pitt, and Juliette Lewis? If not, it's a must-watch. Totally up your alley. I have seen it. Thank you very much. John in Eau Claire said, good morning. I don't often message, but needed to say the music this morning is melting my face. Thank you, John. I basically played nothing but requests. I played a lot of them, actually. It was Ace, by the way, not Dave, who wanted to hear the Metallica Creeping Death. He called me back and corrected himself, or corrected me, I should say. I just misheard your name on the original voicemail, so thank you, Ace. Appreciate that. Chris wanted to hear Iron Maiden and the Trooper. Did that. Vicky wanted me to wish Office Cora a happy belated birthday from her. Ned wanted to hear that Rat. I did some Rat. You're welcome. Deb wanted to hear some Cinderella. Did that as well. Lots of other people wanted to hear requests. I tried to get to as many. I only have so much time, so I tried to get to as many as possible. Rodney, Fort McCoy, wanted to hear some Pantera. Did that. Yep. Thank you very much. Brian in Colorado wanted that 3 Days Grace, Good Life. We did that. Thank you, Brian. Again, lots and lots of requests, and tried to get to as many of them as possible. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate that. Tomorrow, Doc will join me on the program for the entire show. We'll probably play some more requests. So if I didn't get to yours today, then we'll do our best to fit it in tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you on Friday.